Wow, what a night that was. Alexander Usyk beating KO in Daniel Dubois. I made a quick video beforehand. This is another quick video. I'm away at a festival right now, so I was watching it on my phone last night. What a fight. Masterclass again. Now, in the last video I made, the quick video I made, I was saying all the reasons why Usyk is going to win, and he's going to win easily. And there's lots of people calling me out saying you don't know anything about boxing, you know, charlatan, whatever you want to call it. I just prove it time and time again that I do know what I'm talking about, because obviously Usyk won. This is not, you know, a Monday morning quarterback type deal. This is, you know, you could see it. Certainly, definitely from round one. Yeah, Daniel Dubois had his moments, of course he did, but they were very small moments. But you can see right from word go that Usyk had a plan, and he was just confusing Daniel Dubois. He didn't know what to do with him. He just didn't know what to do. Movement, pointing. It was just an absolute masterclass. And I said, he's just, in terms of levels, Daniel Dubois was nowhere near Usyk. We know that, you know. So I don't know why people are trying to defend Daniel Dubois and say, oh no, he's going to knock him out. He can knock him out. As I said, he had a puncher's chance, but he's got to land that punch. When you come up against somebody who's skilled as Usyk, regardless of his age, then, you know, there's never really a chance. And he just took him apart. He just totally took him apart and knocked him out. And that's the thing, you know. Okay, it wasn't flatline. He didn't, you know, he wasn't KO'd in terms of unconscious, but he just couldn't make the count. Now, okay, so there's an argument to say, could Daniel have actually stood up again after the second knockdown? Possibly, but he sprung up just after 10 seconds. He just didn't make the count. So what? He just thought, I've got no way of beating him. I don't know how to deal with him. I don't know what it is. I think there's a bit of that. And that shows to Daniel's kind of mental strength there, possibly. But Usyk, again, what an absolute master he is. Now, again, we say this all the time, I suppose, with Usyk. You know, it's time to retire. Just, you know, hang him up. But on performances that good, and then you say, well, was Daniel Dubois ever that good anyway? And I never thought he was that good anyway. So, you know, it just goes to show, really. But I've got to say, masterclass from Usyk, fantastic. I'd love to see him against Joseph Parker. What a great fight that would be. But then, yeah, and Ajit Kabial, I'd love to see him against Ajit Kabial as well. And once he's, you know, if you're saying you're going to have a couple more fights, then that's it. I'd love to see those two. But I've got a feeling it's going to be one of the big names that's going to come next. It's going to be a Tyson Fury or AJ or something like that. That's where I think it's going to be, because he's wiped everybody else out. As someone talks of saying, well, Derek Chisora would get in there and beat him. I do not want to see that fight. That is just a complete waste of time for me. Do not want to see it. But I would definitely like to see Joseph Parker against Usyk, and I'd definitely like to see Ajit Kabial, who is one of my favourite fighters there. So there we go. I think I mentioned it in the past, but he's definitely one of my favourites. But again, fantastic from Usyk. Dubois possibly had a round. That's about it in terms of pointing, but that was about it. He was never in the fight. He was never in the fight. Levels to this game. As we keep on saying, absolute levels. And Usyk just proves it time and time again. That's why we love him so much, because regardless of the world status he is in terms of champion, undisputed, you know, his belt's being stripped from him, he'll fight the toughest guys. He doesn't shy away from anybody. He keeps on fighting the, you know, the number ones, the toughest guys, and he's done it time and time again. And there's not many other world champions in any combat sport that can say they do that. Okay, and Usyk always does that. So for me, he's definitely pound for pound number one, but you've got to be putting him in the conversation of all-time greats, all-time greatest. He's definitely in the room, definitely in the conversation, no doubt. Let us know your thoughts. But fantastic from Usyk, fantastic. Right, best I get back on with this festival lark, you know what I mean? Catch you again, bye now.